And there's no intro track. Because remember when I was going through the media sources to try to download that clip, media source was still in there.
You broke it.
So I had to go and redo everything real quick.
Rusty.
Yeah, we look fine.
We do?
Yeah.
Going through the media sources to try to download that clip. Oops.
Here we go. 10 seconds. 5 seconds.
Well, it is summertime.
Summertime.
Everyone celebrates summer, time off, a little more heat. In some cases, a lot more heat than other people.
Don't get me started.
Some people like to find a secluded place to relax, just sit around, do absolutely nothing. Other people like to let it all hang out.
Ooh, where's my bell? Oh.
A Carnival cruise line. On a Carnival cruise line, there was reported a threesome on the Carnival cruise led to a 60-person brawl.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, brawl.
Brawl.
It started
Not
out
bra.
as a threesome.
That would be massive.
So it started out as a threesome, and then it turned into chaos? Mutiny?
Caligula?
Yeah.
Are we talking Caligula brawl or a different?
Apparently not everybody was into the philanderous ways of some other people. Yeah, the activities going on.
A brick
house.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently it started about 2 a.m. in the ship's dance club and casino.
Ooh,
because
the discotheque.
you know that's where it would be. Allegations of cheating spiraled out of control, and that started a fight that ended up with smashed bottles and bruised egos. So in stepped ship's security, so they dispersed it. Off and on for about an hour.
So
it took them to get rid of the fight.
So are there any more details? So what happened? It was a threesome. How did it get out? How did it affect? Why did it affect the whole ship? What happened?
Well, so it was 2 a.m. Like I said, 2 a.m. in this ship's dance club. There were a lot of people there. And so, allegedly a threesome was going on, or, you know, people accusing other people, their spouses or whatever, of cheating on them. And then fights break out, and then that just turns into other, it
gets contagious, because I'm assuming some people were intoxicated by something at that point.
No.
Yeah, at 2 a.m, you would be.
Have you ever heard that old saying, nothing good ever happens after midnight?
Yeah.
Oh, no, lots of good things happen after midnight.
Apparently threesomes happen after midnight on Carnival cruises.
Rocky said, oh, yeah, they should change their name to the Jungle Cruise Line. Oh, yeah.
Welcome.
Yep. Hello, Scott Morris. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Toby McAvoy, Kathy in the Berg, Yehudi, Rocky, Jill. What's up, babe? Audrey, haven't seen her quite so much here lately. Make sure I ain't missing anybody here. Yehudi and
she's a morning listener too, right? The Morning Mojo.
Man, she's a big listener. She rubs elbows with these people. What are you talking about? Hey, I'm just glad she's here. You know,
she's not big. I don't know why you said she was big. She's really cute.
Big time.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
Yeah.
She big rubs
elbows with those people and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, maybe if you go on a cruise, try to at least keep your secret stuff secret. Don't let it spread to a fight.
Don't let it spread.
In the discotheque. Yeah.
Barbara D, welcome. Yeah, that kind of stuff would spread.
Barbara D. Hello, sweetie. Yeah, I mean, come on. You know, if you're married and, you know, your significant other is not the threesome kind of guy or gal, don't go cheating on them. Cheating is wrong.
Cheating's just wrong. Yeah.
But what if it was like an open type of relationship? And I think we talked about that before, but that is very, very subjective. That kind of lifestyle is very individualized. You know, just because you say you're open doesn't mean, you know, you can just, there are rules to have. There's rules to every relationship, but you got to have some. Oh yeah. What's that word? You got to have boundaries, and you have to have your laws.
Yeah. Absolutely have to have. Yeah. So open in the sense of traditional relationship, but there are more rules from my friend told me to, you know, having that kind of lifestyle. So
yeah, I read that somewhere.
Yeah. Speaking, that's definitely not for everybody.
No, it's not. You know, and my friend certainly doesn't condone cheating. They're you know, have a different relationship, and no cheating. No, you do not. You don't do that with a married secretly behind somebody else's back. Nope.
Or in front of their back.
Nope.
Whatever.
I know. Speaking of discos, did I ever tell you that story about the weird guy in Italy when I lived in Italy? Did I ever say that?
Wait,
don't think so.
When were you in Italy?
When I was in the Navy.
Whoa, what? You was in the Navy?
I can't believe it.
Please tell us.
I wake
about
up every
in Italy.
So La Maddalena is a very small island north of Sardinia. It's technically Sardinia, but it's like 10 miles like around. So all the communities are pretty small. People know each other. And there's a main piazza like in the front of the island. And so everybody's familiar after you're there for a little while. And there was this guy, Vittorio. He knew everybody. He always used to walk around with a long overcoat, and you see him talking. He kind of acted like a mayor or somebody. And I saw him one day at a cafe, just getting my cappuccino and a little bit of pastry. And see, Vittorio, buongiorno. And he looks at me. He's like, with the scowl on his face, like, Melissa, do you know what buongiorno means? I said, yeah, it's good morning or good day. And he said, what is so good about today? And I said, I'm in Italy. I'm having a cappuccino. It's a beautiful day. And he's like, it's not a good day. Not a good day for me. But that was how he always act. Like he had one of those sour personalities to where if you are outside at a cafe and you see him with his wool overcoat and his chin up, kind of like that self-righteous, it's like, oh, this place is so shitty. Or, you know, he was always complaining about something. But, you know, he was just entertaining a fixture right there in La Maddalena. So one night it's hard to explain, but there's all restaurants and shops. And at this particular, it was Saturday night. Most of the places were closed, and it was late, just again after midnight. But I'm hanging out with some people. I'm not going into the discotheque. I'm hanging out with my friends. We're like drinking. I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt and a ball cap. And the stairs are really long, like long marble stairs, and they're pretty, cool, and sitting there smoking cigarettes, drinking. And the discotheque had a small door, and you walk in, there's the bar, and then the back of the place was the discotheque and some pool tables. But it was one of the few places that were still open. So we would just go into the bar, get our drinks, and come back outside and have our time. And it was my turn to go in and buy the drinks. And I go in, and I see Vittorio. He's in there. I'm like, oh my God, what's he going to complain about now? People stinking or Americans or something. But so I don't pay any attention to him, and I'm walking, and I'm in line, and it's getting really crowded, as they do. Bars, when at that night everybody's wanting to get a drink. And he walks up to me, and I see he flanks my right, and he's like this. He's like smiling. He's like, Melissa. And I'm like, hi, Vittorio. And he goes, look at my dick. I'm like, what? He said, and he's like this, like the freaking Joker. Melissa, look at my dick. And I was like, I looked down, and I was like, no, I don't want to look at your freaking dick. And he's like, oh, you said my dick. Touch my dick, Melissa. And I'm like, oh my God. So I left, and I had one of the guys go in and get the drinks. Then that was Saturday. So like a couple of days later, Tuesday or Wednesday, I see him back out in the piazza near the cafes, and he walks up to, he goes, Melissa, my brother, he wants to apologize. I said, your brother wants to apologize? What are you talking about? Oh, I have a brother. He's mio fratello, Zito. His name is Zito. I was like, what do you want to apologize? He saw you at the club the other night and asked you to touch his dick. I want you to know it's not me. No, me. It was my twin brother. When he comes out sometimes and he causes me trouble all the time. I know ass touch dick. That's crazy.
My twin brother, Wario.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. And he thought that actually would work, huh?
Oh my God, I know.
I wonder.
Can't believe we've been married for 15 years. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a strange place.
Now, that was a bad spin-off of How I Met Your Mother.
Yes. I didn't have a yellow umbrella.
So, okay. So tomorrow is Independence Day. It's July 4th. I still have all of my fingers. Give it time. We still have all the fireworks to set off, but we haven't had any accidents yet. Rusty?
I don't have no plans. I'm going to be home.
Oh, so did anybody have parties yet? Or wait until tomorrow for the fireworks? Because I know there's a lot of people celebrating tonight. Some people celebrated yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we'll just do it tomorrow. How about you, Melissa?
No, not yet. But yeah, tomorrow, big party. I had not at my house, going to my friend's house. So I'm making pulled pork. I did not realize, and I got blasted on Facebook for being so stupid. I have a 19-pound Boston butt, and so I was asking the sous vide people on Facebook if I would be able to thaw it out, and if it would be, I'd have enough time for it to be ready on 4th of July. And they're like, oh, really? There's no such thing as a 19. Those are two butts put together, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know it because it was deep frozen. I didn't know.
Right.
So anyway, I took one Boston butt and I put it in the crock pot with, and that's going to be the sweet one, with Coca-Cola and stuff. And then the other one I put in the sous vide, and that's going to be the savory, spicy one. And then I'm going to make a antipasto or whatever. What do they call them nowadays? Charcuterie boards? Charcuterie?
Charcuterie.
Yeah. I'll make one of those tomorrow to bring over too. But yeah, there'll be lots of lots of fireworks and lots of food tomorrow.
My wife was making, I always forget what the heck the name of it is. It's the green marshmallow salad with walnuts and stuff.
Oh, I haven't had that in years. That's so good.
Yeah.
Judy makes a version of that.
Yeah, I don't.
Marshmallow salad thing. What do you call it?
It's frog's eye salad.
Frog's eye salad is what she calls it.
No, it's a different one. She made some of that too because I had to go run and get that pasta for it. But yeah, she had me try it, and I go, "This is perfect." Now I'm going to put it back in the fridge, or I'm going to eat the whole damn thing tonight.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
that's the only bad thing about being prepared and making it a day ahead of time. You got to keep everybody out of the fridge, out of the cabinets. A lot of the stuff that I bought for the the charcuterie, I hidden in a paper bag and I put it in the back of the pantry because I know how these people operate over here.
Yeah. And then to make it worse, she's making, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, the pastries, kolaches or kolaches.
Oh, collages, yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't those I know there's a lot of donut shops that do that down here.
Uh-huh.
What are those?
Mike is saying ambrosia.
No.
Watergate. Thank you, Kathy. Watergate salad.
Watergate salad.
That's what it, yep.
Oh.
That was the one I was.
I love ambrosia. I make a killer ambrosia, but I'm not doing it this year.
Yeah. So she makes that. It's the dough and then the fruit filling and that kind of stuff inside.
I know
another thing I can't control myself around.
In UP, Michigan. I don't know if it's only the UP, but there's something similar up there, and I freaking love them, and I can't remember what they're called. They're not collages, but it's like a meat pie. And
Pierogi?
No, would you say, Rusty?
Pierogies?
No, it's a meat pie up in Michigan. When I was up in Bark River a few years ago, I had one and ended up buying a crap load to take home with us because the drive was long from Mississippi to Michigan, but we ate them all the way home.
Yeah, see that there's a difference. Some like Texas people call basically they're man, I'm at a loss for all words tonight. So
are you talking about sandwiches?
No.
Sandwich.
Dang. Pigs in a blanket kind of thing, right? A hot dog with the bun around it on the, not a hot dog, in a bun,
pig in a blanket.
Sausage.
Yeah. That people call that a collage. But to Czech people, that is absolutely not a collage. A collage is a dessert, and it's got it's sweet dough and fruit filling and that kind of stuff in it. And I can't remember the name of what the meat version of that kind of thing is, but it's.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, Mike has the right idea. That's it. Pasties or pasties are the ones from Michigan. That's all the meat and cheese one. And like where I'm from, that would be more like a calzone.
Yeah.
And you're talking about like different names, so you're talking about the dessert ones.
Right.
Gosh, that sounds
sweet
so
dough and fruit filling, and basically pie filling kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Who was it in the chat mentioned Zapolas? Oh, Kathy. Yes, I love the Zapolas, but I can't find them anywhere around here.
What are those?
Speaking of Kathy and the Berg, give her a big happy anniversary for, what did she say, 36 years married?
Happy anniversary.
Yep, 36 on the July 5th, be 36 years.
That's awesome.
How did he put up
Congratulations.
with it? I don't ever know. But yeah.
Hey, that wasn't very nice.
What?
In my experience, it's the other way around. I'm not insulting Kathy. I'm speaking just my own personal experience being married. Yeah, she puts up with a lot more than I do.
Well, years ago, when the first debate started happening about gay marriage, I'm like, I am absolutely all for it. They deserve to be just as miserable as the rest of us.
That's right.
I'm just joshing you.
So, are you guys familiar with the Stanley Cup?
Yes. Yes.
And I'm not talking about
the actual cup over in Colorado.
It fits too small on me. I have to have the America's Cup.
And I'm not talking about Stanley Hudson's mug with his face on it from The Office. I'm talking about, Stanley Cup, like hockey.
Yeah.
So it was supposed to be delivered to the Avalanche there in Colorado.
The weather occurrence, or is an avalanche the name for something?
The team.
Okay.
Yeah. So they won the Stanley Cup.
Okay.
So it was supposed to be delivered to them where they were going to be awarded the Stanley Cup and all that. But it was delivered to just a couple in Denver.
What?
Just
They were delivered
to the house of a couple.
Was their last name
Denver.
Avalanche?
No.
Oh.
Their address was just like
Road.
one number off from where it was supposed to be delivered.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah. So the guy who, well, the couple actually pays attention to hockey. He saw a vehicle pull up and the trunk of the vehicle got opened up and it was like, oh my God, this is the Stanley Cup. Why are you delivering this here? And so he got a couple pictures of it with his spouse.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least
sending them on, hey, you got to deliver this to the right place.
At least touch it and, stick your head in it. And
that's what I told her. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
I heard it got dinged up pretty bad when they finally got it. I'm talking about the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, they dropped it, didn't they?
Is it, yeah, they dropped it. So is it like the players? I don't know. I like hockey. I like the Bruins, like any sport played in New England. But it goes around to each player and they get to party with it? I don't know if they do that with like the other trophies, like the Lombardi Trophy or whatever. But I heard that Stanley Cup, like you get to have possession for it for a period of time.
That I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I've never paid too much attention to hockey.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
You were talking about Italian type food and stuff earlier. Did you hear about the Italian chef who died?
Boyardee?
Yeah, he passed away.
Oh my gosh.
It's terrible, terrible stuff.
Boy, are that bad.
I don't like those veggie with flour, what are they, fettuccine, these vegetable macaronis that they make instead of using like flour or whatever. Those are totally impastas. Right back at you, Rusty.
All right, not even joking. Whole grain pasta is awful. I can't eat it. Can't do it.
Yeah, it ain't got the right texture or something to it. No.
Speaking of these kind of, I hate it when people call Italian pasta or macaroni noodles. Noodles is reserved for egg noodles and ramen noodles, and that's it. But has anybody, I don't know if this is a TikTok trend or a YouTuber trend, but lately my son has been wanting to eat ramen noodles out of the package, like just raw. And I'm like, what the? And he does not have an adventurous palate. He's very, very picky about what he eats. And I'm assuming he saw it on TikTok or something.
In my experience, ramen noodles are either to be heated up with water or broken up, crushed over top of broken tables and used to fix with, super glue.
Oh.
I don't know if you've seen those videos.
No, I have not.
High speed, here's this table that's got a big chunk taken out of it. So here's a package of ramen noodles. We'll crush it up. We'll stick it in the hole and then cover it up with epoxy or super glue. And then they sand it and paint it. Look, you can't tell. Yeah. Okay. That's just bull crap. Let's fix our car with it.
Creative.
No, not use Bondo, but ramen noodles. Yeah.
I have not seen that.
I haven't either. Oh my gosh.
I've heard of using sawdust, but not ramen noodles.
Yeah. Anything to get a click, I guess.
For sure. I guess that goes to show that you can do anything with ramen noodles. I guess it's because it's a cheap fix. What are they, 20 cents a package?
Well, now it's probably $1.50.
Probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Rusty, do you want to tell everybody here in the last minute or so about the shop for the show and the new t-shirts
we got a couple of new t-shirt ideas over there. You can get to the store. Easiest way is to go over to Facebook. I know, Heather, I know you don't have Facebook. I'm sorry. Everybody else, Facebook, go to Off Track Syndicate page, click the shop button. It'll take you right to the t-shirt page. And we got a couple of new ones. Just, go over and look around, check all the different There's a whole bunch of different kinds of shirts. Order the next size up that you think you want because they kind of run small. It's been confirmed 3 or 4 times. So, yeah. But, yeah, Off Track Syndicate Facebook, click the shop button. So there's that.
So one of those, one of the shirts that we came out with here this week is our high capacity, fully automatic, large caliber Freedom.
Yes. There's a cool looking bucket hat to go with that. Hang around. We'll be back, maybe.
Hey guys, I'll be back. I might be late coming back in, but I got to get this dog settled.
Hey, Melissa, can you put me on the bottom?
Why?
My picture's cut off on the right-hand side. At least from what I'm seeing on YouTube.
Okay, done.
Sorry.
I'll be back in like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, Rusty, you said you're holding up the show today. I mean, you're like carrying the show today. So you're bringing us in?
No. I guess I will.
You have any content for that?
Nope. I told you I had nothing. I had everything riding on that video. I was going to make a good 10 minutes out of that, but
Mike, shut your mouth. I don't care that you don't care. What's the beep mean?
here we go. All right, we're back. I don't know what all we've got planned for tonight. We had some technical difficulties before we got here, and
Rusty,
yeah.
have you ever heard of the great Lego spill?
No.
I mean, like talking about Legos, the kids' toys that hurt like hell when you step on them in the middle of the freaking night because the kids didn't put them away.
Oh, yes.
Not speaking from experience or anything. Apparently in the UK, back in 97, a shipping crate, so Connex container, shipping container with 4.8 million Lego pieces spilled in the ocean.
Ah.
And those pieces 25 years later are still washing up on the shore.
Nice.
Yeah.
And got spilled out of what? A shipping container?
Shipping container. Yeah, it basically fell off the boat.
Yeah.
And have been slowly spilling out since then. Yeah. Well, wait a second. A shipping... I promise I've read this here. 62 shipping crates fell into the sea. So I stand corrected with that. But yeah, 4.8 million Lego pieces washed into the ocean. The funny thing about it is they were all ocean themed. Sharks, life preservers, spear guns, octopuses, aqua raiders, pirates, and divers all fell into the ocean. So yeah, they've been washing up onto onto the beach 25 years later, and people are still complaining about it. But I would think, and maybe I'm wrong about this, if they're still washing up onto the beach 25 years later, they're probably going to last a while. And maybe that's what people are complaining about, that they don't break down. Fish are going to eat them. It's going to ruin the environment, the ecosystem, all that kind of stuff. But I just I find it funny thinking about little mermaids or pirates washing up onto the beach randomly because they all fell out of a boat.
So from talking about things found in the water, from Mental Floss, I guess that's .com. I don't know. It doesn't say exactly, but Mental Floss. Weird things found in rivers around the world. A Roman brothel token in is that the Thames or the Thames? Thames River in I guess London or
sure. Thames.
Thames.
Yeah.
In 2012, an amateur archaeologist discovered a Roman brothel token near the Thames Putney Bridge. The bronze token depicts a graphic act of passion. Experts believe this sex token was hidden beneath the mud for around 2,000 years.
Wow.
Is it still can you use it for
Are you grandfathered in if you use the token?
Right.
Yeah, I think you already answered it, but I was going to say, how did he know it was a brothel token? What gave it away?
Yeah. I wonder if that was what is there like a collection of them? Is there like different sex acts depicted on different coins, and you give them the coin for
It's a good question.
Depicted,
Oh my gosh!
Have a collection of them.
What exactly do you think the cash value of the brothel token is?
I bet it's seeing as how it's a numismatist's dream to have one of those old.
I'm just gonna assume you said that right. I'm proud of you, Rusty.
Yeah, numismatist.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that's a coin collector. So yeah, it's probably worth a pretty penny.
I see what you did there. But back in the day, I mean, it's more frowned upon, prostitution now than it was back in the day. It was kind of normal. So I wonder how much it would really be worth. I mean, for that, if you want to compare the structure back then to now.
Right.
I don't know. About prostitution, what do you think? Do you think it was more prevalent in the old days before we developed morals and healthcare? I don't know.
That's a good question.
The current morals, really, I guess, would be. Yeah, I would say probably is, because most anybody can do that if they needed to in order to get money. I would assume that's probably accurate.
With less
I
of
don't know,
a
do people have women change that much? Because I'm sure men haven't changed all that much, but have women changed that much to where they would, be accepting or whatever of their husband going out and doing that?
Oh, I didn't know where you're
going.
So
that brings us back to the first conversation there about the
right
open marriage kind of thing.
Yeah, that's. I'm glad she said that about because it's not really open. It's just a different set of rules, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Let's see.
Hey, Kathy in the Berg, $20, same as downtown.
Right.
Mike in the YouTube chat posed at least kind of triggered a good question in my head. Was there any mention of how this brothel token smelled? Was it fishy?
Oh,
I imagine it was fishy. Wow. Okay. In Amsterdam, the city of 780,000 people has been estimated to have around 2 million bicycles. Now, why would they have that? Why? Just they put them out everywhere, I guess?
Yeah, I think that's their primary mode of transportation.
But as canal cleaners have discovered,
Ooh.
bicycles fill more than just the streets. Approximately 15,000 bikes are pulled up from Amsterdam's canals each year. Bike fishing has actually become a popular Amsterdam tourist attraction. The local water company has perfected the activity with a claw and a crane device that sits atop a barge. Wouldn't a magnet work better?
Not
I mean,
if it's
with a
aluminum.
claw, you're just kind of going in and grabbing, blindly. But with a magnet, you just drag that sucker; it'll grab it.
Yeah, but it's not
Chris,
just
that's-
bikes that they're going to be grabbing out of there.
That's aluminium.
Oh, the bikes are aluminium. Well,
But that sounds fun. I've never heard of that.
what, magnet fishing or bike?
No,
fishing?
bike fishing in Amsterdam.
Yeah. Yep. That's a claw and a crane that sits on top of a barge. In 2015, Poland's Vistula River reached historically low levels, which unearthed rare World War II artifacts, including a Soviet fighter plane and the remains of its pilots. Really, the Soviets had fighter planes in World War II?
I guess so.
It wasn't the Civil War, Rusty.
Well, for them, they weren't far from being Civil War era. I mean, they sent a lot of their guys into battle without any weapons.
Rusty, they ended the World War II and went right into making nukes. They had technology.
Not right into it. They were in. It was on into the 50s, long into the 50s before they got nuclear technology.
All right. I'm trying to say they had planes. They knew how to fly.
I guess it's just you don't hear. I mean, in all the World War II stuff, I've never heard them saying anything about Soviet fighter planes. I mean, these guys were literally riding around on horses in World War II still. Horses and going in with pitchforks. And yeah, they sent the peasant people in, millions of them, of course. There was more people, more Soviets, more Russians, more Soviets, whatever, killed during World War II than anybody else. It's estimated like up to 50 million of them people died during World War II and the aftermath.
Yeah, and that was they had a government that didn't give a damn.
That's right.
About that.
They sent
That was
them
a
in
big
there
part of
without
it.
any weapons.
Right.
A lot of them, anyway. But
They had a lot to lose if Hitler made his way up north.
oh yeah, it was the winter that actually saved their ass. But anyway, so according to Associated Press, the plane crashed in January 1945 when Germany's army was retreating back towards Berlin. The plane was hit while flying low across Vistula and ultimately crashed through the ice in the river. Explorers also found parts of the pilot's uniform, boots, parachutes, a sheepskin coat collar, and radio equipment. Huh. Who knew? I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I don't think they really care about their soldiers very much.
No. Computer tower in the rivers of America at Disneyland. When Disneyland visitors raft over to Tom Sawyer Island, they don't just drop gum or cell phones in the river, although hundreds do that every year. In 2010, Disney employees uncovered a desktop computer tower during a routine maintenance draining.
How?
Okay.
How do you get? I'm trying to think. So it was Disneyland I went to. It was about 4 years ago. I suppose if you brought in one of those carts to pull your kid around, but you got to rent those.
I don't want to go on.
Sorry, I'm
the
having
cart.
an argument in my head about how the heck you get a computer tower in there, let alone why you would want to.
So you
Bring
went to
a computer tower
Disneyland,
in
not Disney World?
Right.
Oh, you went to California. Okay.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. But man, that's if you're determined enough to bring a computer tower into Disney World or Land, wherever you're dedicated. That I guess that's one way to get rid of it, but I can think of a bunch of other ways to get rid of it.
They were on a mission. I think they wanted it to be discovered.
In Los Angeles, every spring, the Friends of the Los Angeles River organization hosts a citywide river cleanup that draws thousands of volunteers who pick up 70 plus tons of trash and an assortment of unusual trinkets and treasures.
And bicycles.
Findings from the group's more than 2 decades of cleanups include machetes, a sauna, and a phone booth.
Yeah.
Did they find the doctor?
I don't think so.
Machete.
No, that was a police booth. Never mind. Did they find Superman in the phone booth?
Find Jimmy
Doctor
Hoffa.
Who. Jimmy Hoffa.
And in the Detroit River, according to experts, Muddy Waters obscure numerous museum-worthy relics. Between 1980 and 2011, divers pulled up 6 separate cannons dating back to the 1700s. Those cannons, which were likely part of a stash kept by British soldiers before the War of 1812, represent just a small portion of the treasure on the river's bottom. In November, a 6,000-pound anchor belonging to the passenger ship, steamship Greater Detroit, was recovered. There was also rumors of Prohibition-era vehicles like a Model T on the river's Canadian side, but divers need a permit to explore there. So,
What makes it the Greater Detroit area? Why is that greater than every other part?
I guess they should have said the metropolitan.
Yeah.
Good luck bringing up any of that with a magnet.
Yeah.
You watch the guys on YouTube, they've got these magnets on the end of ropes and things like that. You get that stuck on there, you're cutting that magnet off. It's a loss.
Yeah. Yep.
Reminds me of fishing.
All right, that's all I got for that. Somebody else's turn.
What so from my stash of what kind of stupid things people do, a French man broke a Guinness World Record in Scotland by jumping from a bridge 765 times in 24 hours.
What? That sounds a little bit more Well, I was going to say more complicated than stacking M&Ms, but no, that's pretty difficult too.
No, I tried the M&Ms thing this week. It was terrible.
It is, right?
Yes. Yeah, it was bad enough just getting 2 of them. 3 was impossible.
Yes.
It just would not happen. And then after a time, they were all gone. They just disappeared.
That's
I don't know
crazy.
where they all went.
And you can't even
But
lick them first. Otherwise, that's cheating,
but I
right?
was full. It was really weird. Very strange.
Okay, what would this Guinness guy do?
So a 44-year-old jumped from a bridge, bungee jumping, 765 times between 10 a.m. Tuesday and the same time on a Wednesday morning.
Damn.
Right?
Well, now he must have had a really short bungee.
Or he had something to pull him up quickly.
Really quick. And
right?
That's...
Yeah, the previous record was 430. So that was 335 more.
Overachiever.
Yeah, 335 more.
Have you guys ever been bungee jumping?
No.
Or bridge jumping?
No.
Oh.
I'm not opposed to it. I just never done it.
I never have either. I was just wondering. I'm wondering about that tickle belly rush that you kind of get. And I'm wondering if this guy doing it over and over again, if he got desensitized to it or if it was wicked fun every time.
Yes. Let me tell you this about that, getting desensitized to that. Okay, so I used to didn't like roller coasters.
Mm-hmm.
I never rode on them or whatever. And then one year, my son, through his work, they were having a day where it was just the company was in the park, Six Flags. And so we went, so you could go and get on any roller coaster. There was no lines at all whatsoever. You could just go get on whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was it was badass.
Freaking love that.
So he talked me into getting on this new roller coaster they called Goliath. And it wasn't nothing special. It was just hills. There wasn't no loops or nothing crazy. And of course, I didn't let him in on it, but I freaked out the first time. I was like hanging on. Well, we rode that thing about 10 times in a row. And like by the 3rd or 4th time, I was in the front, hands up the whole way. I mean, it was like, this is nothing, you know. It was completely over roller coaster fear.
So were you desensitized to the feeling or desensitized to your fear? Because you've already done it.
Right.
And you knew what to expect, but did you still get the hill tickle bellies?
After that, I want to be in the front of any roller coaster I get in and hands up the whole way.
Oh.
Like never touch nothing, just hands in the air.
Chris, when you went to Disneyland, did you ride roller coasters? I've never been there. I've been to Disney World several times, but not Disneyland. Do they have like Space Mountain and Thunder Mountain? And
they had Space Mountain, and I think that was the only thing that we went on that was really technically a roller coaster because I had young kids there at the time. Okay. That was something because it's all in the dark. Mm-hmm. At least, you know, when you're for my area, Worlds of Fun, they've got roller coasters and stuff like that. You can see what's coming up. No, Space Mountain is.
Yeah.
And you're just ignorant of anything going on. You're just getting thrown around because it's absolutely dark. You don't know what's happening.
Yeah, and the older you get, the more painful that roller coaster is. Like whiplash. Oh my gosh.
I remember as a kid, going down to Worlds of Fun, and it was a wood roller coaster. It was the Timberwolf, I think is what it was called. And
rickety.
You feel every time, you know, you hit something on there. That wasn't the problem. Motion sickness for me has always been the issue. Roller coasters do not work well with motion sickness at all.
Over in the YouTubes, Erica said we're playing Off Track by the Pool. About 25 listeners. Don't screw up. Well, we're just going to have to let them listeners hear Erica's. This is Erica's theme song that we play for her when she comes in the Zoom room. Oh, yeah. There she is, Miss Erica on the center stage. Yeah.
It's a tiny stage.
Oh, Erica, you missed my Touch My Deek story.
She'll have to go back and listen.
Right?
Speaking of that, guys, hit the like button, hit subscribe, please. Share it. Let people know that you're paying attention. I know it's embarrassing, but do it.
I know. We don't want to get fired like that other guy.
Yeah. So in case the people over with Erica didn't hear, go over to the Off Track Syndicate Facebook page. Click the like button, of course, but click that shop now button and go get you a t-shirt, damn it.
It's going. They're clicking. They're clicking the likes. I can see it.
All right.
Sweet.
Have you guys ever taken revenge out on a person you do not know whatsoever? Just some stranger piss you off and you take out some sort of revenge?
You mean like social media?
No, like in person.
Oh.
No, that would be no, because I'm not a psycho.
But come on. I mean, there are times when it can be very satisfying.
Okay, well, let's hear it. What do you got?
All right, I'll ring it.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Oh, I gotta ring it because you rang it.
Okay. So, what I've got here is a McDonald's customer got revenge on an impatient woman at the drive-thru after the person behind her gave her the finger because he was taking too long to order.
Oh my God. Isn't 10 fingers enough? You got to give somebody another one?
Yeah, well, certain one. Yep.
Look, here's the thing. You know what's on the McDonald's menu. I know what's on the McDonald's menu. Everybody knows what's on the freaking McDonald's menu. When you pull into the drive-thru, you know what you're going to get.
Oh, wait.
If not, you need to figure it out beforehand.
Did Sean just step in? What was that?
I mean, come on.
Get out of the left lane.
I mean, come on. You pull up.
Well, maybe they didn't know what they felt like. They didn't know if they wanted chicken or beef.
Rusty, don't give me that bull crap. You are a parent. You've had kids.
Yeah.
Chances are you've been through that drive-through with kids.
Yes.
I hate the drive-through with everybody in the car.
Do I want a 4-piece or a 12-piece?
We can be a half mile away.
I don't
prepping
know
the
if
kids.
I
All
want
right, guys, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat?
Or
Yeah.
honey.
And it isn't until we get up there, it's, do they have this? Guys, we've been here before. You know what they have. Tell us what you want.
Do they have
And
Sprite or 7 Up?
And then
Is there? Can I get some ice cream? Is there
outsource.
machine? Is there machine working? Can I get some
Yeah.
soft serve?
Is your machine working?
Oh, their machine is not working.
Yeah. And then sometimes they outsource the people who were receiving the order at the drive-thru. I mean, from a technology
That's
standpoint,
true.
having someone in another state or another country receiving that order and putting it into the same store, that's awesome. I think it's cool that it's not.
What?
It is cool,
that is
but how much
possible.
faith
Yeah.
do they have in their employees, though? That they have to outsource that.
How much faith do you have in their employees?
Exactly.
Yes,
I have not
exactly.
heard this. So they're actually, when you're talking to it could be that the person on the speaker end or whatever is not even in the building. I have not heard
Yep.
that.
Hello, welcome to McDonald's. How can I help you?
It could
Are
be
you
3
liking
in the morning for
cheeseburger
that person.
today or McNugget?
Would you want a fish sandwich with that?
Right.
We got Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite. We got High C.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, you could be, we'll just say, hypothetically, a dad who's pushing everybody. What do you want? Tell me what you want. I got to tell this idiot at the speaker what you want. And then
one
that
of those
idiot at the
dads.
speaker doesn't understand what you're explaining to them.
One
And
of
you have to
those
repeat it.
dads, yeah.
And then the woman behind you's hitting the horn and flipping you
Right.
off. Okay.
Hitting the
All right.
horn, giving you the finger. So what the guy did was he pulled up to the window.
Yeah.
He paid for his food and he paid for her food. Pulls up to the second window, got his food, says, I need my other food too. I paid for it, and took her food.
No way. And they gave it to him? Oh,
Well, yeah,
because
he
he
paid
paid
for
for it. Oh, so that's where
Right.
the outsourcing thing. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, he paid for it.
Yeah.
So you could be the bigger person and pay for the person behind you, make her feel like an idiot, which he did,
Gotcha.
but then he took her food. and got the better of her because now she's got to go all the way around.
Or
Start the
she can
process
just
all
sit
the way
there.
over for herself,
Or she could just sit there and make everybody else behind her wait. So then you
which
got
is a possibility.
so then you
yeah.
got a Carnival Cruise Line freaking story on your hands.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn
So
it.
sometimes, I mean, revenge can be satisfying.
Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. I have, upon further review, I have revenge, quote unquote, driving down the highway. So you pull out to pass somebody that's going slower. You get in the left lane to pass just like you're supposed to. You can see the people are coming up fast, you know, so you're trying to get around as quick as you can, but they run right up on your ass and then they start flashing their lights at you. You're not even past the truck yet. So what are you going to do? Just merge into the truck right next to you so they can get around you? Asshole. So what you got to do is to get revenge, and I do this occasionally, is you lay on the windshield wiper fluid. And at 70 miles an hour, it goes right over you, and right all over their windshield. So then they have to then reach over and hit their, yeah. So it's kind of like you're kind of like pissing on them.
Passive aggressive. Holy shit. Hey, would you do that if they were on a motorcycle?
Yes, absolutely, I would.
I
asked
try
you
to
jump out, and I'm trying to get around this guy, and you're flashing your lights at me. I can't get over yet. What do you want me to do? Magically make it happen, you freaking moron? No. Anyway.
when I get somebody coming up behind me with their high beams on,
Yeah.
and you know they're just sitting there with their high beams right behind you.
Yeah.
You know, try to adjust the mirror, see if you can get it so that it's shining up in their eyes.
Yep.
I don't know that it's ever worked, but it's
Yes, it
you know,
worked.
you try to do it.
Bobber D, now Knights is on the bottom. He asked for that. Just
Yeah,
so you
he
know.
has to be in the bottom. So there's
I
that.
do prefer the bottom.
Wow. Nope.
Do you know what that means?
What?
It's a thing.
about
Didn't they have during Pride Month? They had there was a fast food restaurant that had made special dishes just for bottoms.
Do tell.
Crap.
Wow.
I got to think about it. No, because it was a news story. I don't know why I didn't have it on off track. It was like 2 weeks ago, and there was a restaurant. I don't know if it was not Taco Bell, but I think the gist of it was there's that myth that gay men that are bottoms need to make certain preparations before they engage in sexual relations to kind of make it clean or whatever. So I think whatever, if it was a burger or taco, it was like no onions, no chili, no corn or something like that. It was like supposed to be clean for the colon for the bottoms or something like that. I'll have to look that
That's
up.
not what I'm talking
you're going to
about.
have to explain, a little more. Wow. So, hey, folks, if you like a cigar, if you like a good cigar, go check out piratecigar.com.
Speaking of bottoms.
Piratecigar.com. They have a off-track syndicate bundle, I guess you could call it. Yeah, go check them out.
It's a
Buy some
family pack.
cigars. It'll support us a little bit, support them. Give a small business to business. Stick around.
All right, I'm just going to come out and say what Melissa was describing would not be a family pack. Just saying.
Wow. That's
And Kathy's correct. You wouldn't want to get on the bottom of someone after Taco Bell. Yeah.
I think I am gonna take tomorrow off. I was gonna work, but I believe I'm gonna sit at home and by myself. Judy has to work. The wifey, somebody's got to work, you know.
Oh yeah. I was going to say July 4th. Well, yeah, that they don't close. So.
Well,
yeah, somebody's got to be bringing in income.
Yep. Remember, we are the #1 rated show on Mojo, as voted on by Mojo listeners.
The #1 voted shit show.
We are the greatest shit show, world's greatest shit show right here. And stuff. We are on a network break right now for anybody wondering. And we'll be coming back in about 3 minutes, so you just kind of got to hang out with us over here in the YouTubes. Idle hands and all that, said Kathy in the Berg. Right?
Oh, wait a second. Erica said that she's poolside, right?
Yeah.
The question remains: is she wearing Sean's swimsuit?
No, she said she gave it away. It was
not her thing.
nope. Good old Erica. What are you sipping on tonight?
It's empty now. It was Bud Light.
Oh, I hear you. My buddy Jason Goki brought some George Dickel number 12. And I have got to say, it is fan-freaking-tastic.
Not familiar.
I have to look.
What is it?
Whiskey. Yeah, whiskey. I don't think it's bourbon. I think it's whiskey. Anyway, it's good.
Is that like a hard cider?
No, no, that's not a Dixon cider. It's whiskey. Damn it.
Sour mash whiskey.
No, it is. I am really surprised. It's 100 proof even, and it is so damn smooth. I couldn't believe it. It's
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. I've been told so many times, "Oh, this whiskey's so smooth," and
well. Here's the thing: the way you drink it, you see in the movies. Ah, crap! You see in the movies that they pour a shot and you down a shot. That's not how you drink whiskey.
no, sip it.
That's right. Sipping ice. Here we go.
So we finished off the last hour talking about revenge, sweet, sweet revenge. I have one more suggestion to make, and you take it or leave it.
Okay.
In my truck, I always have zip ties.
Oh my
because they
gosh.
come in handy. Or, I have tools and stuff like that. But if someone parks very poorly, let's say they're parked in a handicap spot or something like that, and they shouldn't be, you can always have zip ties handy and take a cart and zip tie it to their handle, or let's say their trailer hitch, that kind of thing. You're doing no damage, but it's zip tied on there, and it's making it a great inconvenience for them where they inconvenience someone else by doing something stupid.
Oh my gosh.
Just a suggestion from me. I have yet to do it, but I did find this picture here that I'm sharing. So for what it's worth.
Yeah, I like it. It's just don't let me catch you doing that to my car when I park in the handicap spot, because if I catch you, I get it. Yeah, I hate people that
if you have a placard, you're all good.
Right.
If you don't need it, you shouldn't be using it. Damn it.
One of the last tickets I wrote before I retired from my last job, there was law enforcement, and I wrote a ticket. This guy was on his motorcycle and he parked. You know how you have the handicap parking space, and then there's the blue lines,
the overlap
for vans and stuff. To
yeah.
He said, I said, you can't park here. It's a handicap parking spot. And he goes, well, those handicap people, they don't need all that room, so I'm just going to park here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that job was not for me.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing, Rusty, you say, well, okay, I'll agree with you. If they don't need it, they shouldn't have. I got that. You can't always tell who needs it, though. And it may be a person, maybe the person who's walking up to the store is fully capable. They're the person driving, but they've got a person in the car with them who that placard is for. And so that's why they have the placard in the first place.
All right. Okay, fine. They got somebody in the car. If they're not actively getting that person out of the car to take them into the store, they're just bringing them up there and they're sitting in the car while the person runs inside. No.
Fair.
No. Come on. I mean,
I agree.
Let's have a little compassion for the people that are actually handicapped and getting out there and running around by themselves and having to get their wheelchair out and, doing all that themselves, because there are quite a number of people that do it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
I ran to the store today and I saw it was at the tail end of him getting into the truck. But this guy, he's got a big full-size truck, full-size cab, 2 rows on it. He's in a wheelchair. He had gotten himself into the truck, lifted the wheelchair in there. He was wrestling the wheelchair into the back seat and then reaching way out of the truck to close that back door and then reaching way out to close the front door. And I'm just like, all right, that takes some coordination and a lot of effort to be able to do that. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I had a temporary pass once because I had foot surgery, and I had a boot, and I had one of those knee scooters and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, they gave me a temporary one for a while. And if I couldn't find a place, it actually was kind of difficult getting in and out of the store if you had to go a long way, especially some of those like Walmart parking lots. They don't have the aisle in the middle to so you have to go in like in the lanes, and I hate that. I hate when people do that to me, like they're walking really slow and you're trying to find a parking space. So yeah, I had to use it for a little while, and I did use it when I needed it and didn't when I didn't.
But my other side to the argument of the handicap spaces is, why do they got to put them all the way up front? Well, I mean, come on. Would they want to be treated, just like everybody else? Let's put a couple of them handicap spots about halfway out.
Well, like I was just saying, it's really difficult to navigate. Like if you're where the cars are parking, which is very difficult for me to say right now, but where they are parked and you have to take your handicapped self down the middle of those aisles, it just makes everybody else frustrated because they got to wait on you to hobble your ass into the store. Unless they have one of those paths, and some stores have those paths in the middle to where you park and you walk down the path and not in the driving lanes.
Well, my answer to that is you should have left earlier. If slow people, slow people walking around in the parking lot getting under your skin, you should have left 10 minutes earlier. Come on.
I suddenly don't feel Sean's absence right now.
Yeah. I was gonna say something, and now it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Yeah, a little bit of science here. Not the science story I was going to do, but I wanted to talk a little bit about this might be extremely redundant, or I don't know. Talking about 4th of July, which is tomorrow, I was going to ask about childhood memories. We're talking about you still have your digits with the fireworks, not blowing your hands up. And then I was thinking about my like childhood memories, like way back in the day, like being 7, 8, 9 years old. But the science part of this is learning about, because I study a little bit of neuroscience here and there, and memories are extremely unreliable. Every time you recall a memory and go into it, something changes. A little thing changes about that memory. And so most of your memories, unless it's traumatic, most of your memories are very inaccurate. And when I first read that or heard that, I was kind of pissed. Like my bias was challenging it. I was like, no, this happened and this happened. And a couple of years ago, I was cleaning out one of my bins, like my memory bins from back when I was in high school, and I was opened up a journal I haven't looked at in probably 30 years. And I was reading it. And so everything that I was reading was accurate, but my memory of those times were completely way off. But I changed all of those memories for the better, because some of them, like there were certain arguments and fights with friends that over the years, I would still try to contact them or contact them on Facebook or something now. And when I don't get an answer, I'm like, WTF, like we had, the best time. And then when I'm looking back at those journals, that's not really what happened.
Yeah. I seen a science study about people's memories where they find people who give statements about, and I guess it was traumatic, like 9/11.
Yeah.
And then they go back 10 years later and they ask them the same questions to describe it, and the version that they put down right when it happened and the version that they give 10 years later are sometimes vastly different.
It's true.
Yeah.
It- It's hard to wrap around because it's almost scary, almost like, oh my God, I can't trust myself. And then, thank God we don't talk about a whole lot of politics and the news. But when it comes to trials where, people are testifying about shit that happened 5 or 10 years ago, eyewitness, you would think an eyewitness statement would be the best proof when actually it's the worst.
Indelible in the hippocampus.
Oh, the hippocampus. I love that place. And the hypothalamus.
I'm having an aneurysm in the hippocampus right now.
Yes.
Hey, Liliana Starr.
Hi, Liliana.
Yeah, that's my wonderful daughter over in the YouTube chats there.
Does that mean you have a not wonderful daughter?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
All those kids are wonderful. Brian said the show went from Off Track with Whiskey 6 to Off Track Syndicate to Off Track without Whiskey 6.
Yeah. Well, he's on vacation. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to bring us back to things you can do during the summer, right?
Okay.
We start out with the threesomes on a cruise.
Mm-hmm.
You can try that.
Right.
I wouldn't.
I forgot to write that down.
How about camping? Right. So, some people like camping
That would be me.
when it's really hot,
Yeah.
and stuff. Other people are like this couple from Texas.
Mhm.
They're used to camping in Texas where it's hot, and so they really don't bring stuff, tent or change of clothes, just stuff. They just hang out in the weather. I wouldn't do that regardless. If I was in Texas, I'd still have stuff. So a couple hiked up I'm not going to go into that. Anyways, they were in Colorado in the mountain range, and they had to call the police because they started experiencing hypothermia. They called for help because they were cold, started throwing up, dehydrated, had a headache. Apparently they're used to camping in Texas, so they thought that the mountains in Colorado would be the same, and they'd just be able to be out. They didn't have any clothing to stay dry. They didn't, and their tent had no rain fly, so it was just a tent with the screen open on the top. I mean, my tent has that, but I've got a rain fly because I know rain happens and cold happens. Yeah.
Well-
So they're from Texas.
Uh-huh.
I thought when you started the story, I thought you were saying that they were camping in Texas also.
No, they're used to
So
it.
they are from Texas, but decided to go camping in Colorado, not
yep.
knowing anything about weather variations depending on geography.
Who knows about that kind of stuff? I mean, seriously.
In Alabama, we have a name for people like that do that kind of stuff, and we call them idiots.
In Mississippi, we say, "Bless your heart."
Yeah, y'all.
I had a picture for this.
Y'all ain't
There
right.
we go.
Y'all dumb camping.
I'm falling behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they didn't check any weather forecasts. They didn't understand why it was so cold and rainy in Colorado because it's so hot in Texas, and they hike there all the time.
Oh my goodness.
Ignorant.
Yes, the American education system, everybody.
Yeah. Ignorant.
Wow.
Yeah. I took my family. We went camping at Yellowstone several years ago. Beautiful place. I was really considering going there this year, but I'm glad I didn't because apparently there was a little rain.
Oh,
Some
just
flooding,
a little
maybe?
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the weather forecast for that for months leading up to it. We had a good idea of how the weather was going to be, what we should do, because we were sleeping in tents. We got there and it started raining, then hailing, And there was
intense.
still snow everywhere.
It's intense.
And that was in the middle
intense.
of May.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's like, be prepared. Don't be ignorant. Pay attention.
You know who else goes camping in Yellowstone every year?
Who's that?
Hitler.
Dave from from American Pride Roasters.
Oh, yeah. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Yeah, go over to American Pride Roasters. We got a coffee named after us.
The Off-Track Syndicate, and it's damn good.
The Off-Track Syndicate blend. Come on. Cigars and coffee. I mean, come on.
Oh, we just got to get a whiskey named after us now.
Oh.
I know.
Could I just like bottle it and put my own label on it and just like buy some cheap whiskey and can
you learn how to make it?
I know how to make it. I just don't have all the equipment to do it.
Accoutrements.
Accoutrement. Yeah.
I've brewed beer. I've never tried a whiskey. I imagine that would be more difficult.
It's not.
It's
really
time
not.
consuming.
Yes, it's time consuming, but and you got to know a few of the finer details, but it's basically just boiling it and catching the steam off of it, and yeah, I mean it's
yada yada yada.
You just got to have the little machine to do it with, the little setup. Yeah. Anyway, I'd love to do it, but yeah.
All right. So continuing on with things you could do during the summer, right?
Yes.
You could go to Florida. Florida sounds nice, right? Should be warm. Maybe probably hot.
End up as a Friday leftover.
Could be. Yeah.
Florida, man.
So wildlife officials are investigating after a 7-foot alligator took a bite out of a man's leg outside a Florida hotel.
Oh my God. Is this recently?
This was in June, yes.
Oh my God. Wildlife's rebelling because there's so many shark attacks too.
Yeah, I was going to say there was a shark attack not far, I think, from where Sean's at, actually, right now, just a few days ago. A girl got bit on the leg.
Stay out of the water.
Right?
Yeah.
And Miss Gilly, she's trying to pipe in there.
Yeah, she's saying hi. Hey, cut it.
So the 49-year-old who was attacked is the live-in maintenance man at this motel. He was smoking in the courtyard after midnight on Tuesday. And again, nothing good happens after midnight.
That's right.
Right?
Well,
He thought he saw a dog on a leash coming out of the bushes nearby. He says, when it's a dog, it's not as scary as when you find out it's a gator. Duh.
Oh my God.
So
I'd have to change
a
my
witness
pants.
rushed outside when he heard the maintenance man's wife screaming for help. Let's see here. The sergeant, a police sergeant, got there, jumped in the middle of the back of the gator, folded him up and taped him into a ball.
Oh my gosh.
That takes some nerve to
And
jump on the back of a gator and roll him up and tape him up into a ball.
I can't even. That must have been some adrenaline or oh my gosh.
Got some Joe Dirt stuff going on right there.
Yeah.
I just said, see you later, alligator.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well.
So, the gator bit the guy's right leg, and this is the best part of the story, the way it's phrased. Held on and began pulling apart his leg muscles until it ripped a chunk off.
Delicious.
Wow.
It's one of those things you hear, you read, and it just hurts to hear it.
I imagine actually he didn't just start pulling. No, what they do is they clamp on and then they start rolling. So they can, rip off pieces. Yeah.
Well, yeah. The maintenance guy may not remember all of the details there. I mean, he was being mauled by a gator at the time.
Memories aren't
Probably
accurate.
be trying to get away. Yeah, well, memories aren't accurate. Maybe you can't take his word for it. Maybe it really was a dog on a leash.
Well, I think.
Well, they did get the gator.
Okay, I don't remember. I don't remember exactly, but when it comes to pain, we're hardwired not to remember it. When women go through that's why women have multiple kids, is because there's something that erases all of that pain away.
They have the ability to forget that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of think I remember it, but now I'm thinking, it wasn't that bad.
As a father, you never forget seeing the epidural go in. That needle is like 7 foot long.
Yep.
That's the way I remember it. Well,
that explains a lot.
It's got to stay in frame.
Okay.
Thanks, Melissa. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh, that was awful. Yeah. Let's see here. More than 10 million bees were released after a semi-truck crashed on Interstate 80 in Utah earlier this week.
Oh, I bet things were buzzing over there.
Oh, honey, stop it.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm sorry.
I think I might have got one of them in my bonnet.
The driver was a commercial beekeeper. He tipped the truck after going around a curve too fast. Drive safely. Let's start with that, especially when you have 10 million bees in the truck.
Yeah, and I don't think there's so much a concern for public safety. That's his bread and butter. That's his stuff.
And honey.
Right.
And honey, milk and honey.
So here's the part of the story that kind of confused me. He spilled over 400 boxes of bees, and it says, which are used to pollinate crops across the country. So I don't know if they're just saying, well, bees are used to pollinate crops. No. Okay, duh. Or if he goes around the country with these bees to pollinate crops that he gets paid to do this for?
Yes, people pay for them to bring bees in, set hives up to help pollinate their crops. Yes.
And there's a shortage. I think there's a shortage here. We have a friend that has bees. Do you remember? I forgot. I think Josh said 40 pounds of honeycomb. You had some, Rusty.
Yeah. There is a shortage because there was I think it turned out to be like a mite, some sort of insect or something that was killing the bees and knocking them out. I don't know. I guess they've got that under control. It seems like that they're making a comeback, but I haven't researched it, so I don't know. But we were having a big problem with people losing a lot of hives. Judy's dad, when he was still alive, he had 3 hives out back that they used to get honey out of, and we guessed that's what happened to them because they all died very quickly. The whole hive just died out. Yeah,
if we lose bees, that seriously affects our food supply.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's monumental. Yeah.
Well, I know this, at least locally here, they've started spraying for mosquitoes. Mm-hmm. You know, some of the towns around the area, and beekeepers in the area are complaining that it's killing off their hives because it impacts bees as well, which isn't a great thing.
No, I thought some of those commercial, or I don't know if the county pays for it or whatever, but those trucks that go up and down the street, from what I heard, they're not full of chemicals. It's almost like a detergent that sprays to keep like the mosquitoes. They get born. The larva in standing water. So what it does is it lands on the water to make it heavy, so the mosquitoes can't fly out.
So what it is, I don't know all the different various stages, but the one stage where they're actually going to turn into a mosquito, the pod or whatever that they're connected to is attached to the surface tension of the water. So they're hanging and they can get oxygen because there's an open spot for them to get. When you drop detergent on it, it breaks the surface tension of the water, and it actually drowns the pupa or the whatever. That's how it was explained to me. Just what you're saying, that it lands on there, and it, and that's how it kills them.
Yeah, prevents them from flying off.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know how that would affect. I don't know how that would affect the bees, but unless it makes them heavy,
or just makes them sick.
Yeah.
They might have some sort of reaction to whatever they're putting out there. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. We'll try to figure out some more things, or we'll just guess at it wildly. Who knows?
Whatever.
Stick around. The last half hour coming up. Thank God. And stuff.
You make it sound so terrible.
Well,
last half hour, thank God.
Yep.
That's just what everybody else is saying.
Yep.
Oh God, I wanted to tell you guys something.
You were going to tell us about a science about heavy metal.
Oh, I wanted to tell just you two guys about something, but you're going to be mad at me, Rusty, because it's mean. But we'll do it after the show. It's kind of funny, but it's a funny observation, but I don't know.
And I'm going to be mad at you?
No, you know how sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to talk about people. Never mind. I can't articulate it right now. We'll talk after the show.
Okay.
After the show.
Yes, Kathy, you are. Yeah, I know. This show helps put you to sleep. So if nothing else, we are a sleep enhancer. I guess. Who knows? Whatever. Erica, are you still listening? Or have the people revolted and made you change the channel? I'm wondering. I got some famous birthdays. Melissa, you got to come up with that thing about heavy metal or something.
Okay.
You talking like Nickelback? Heavy metal?
Shut your dirty whore mouth.
Here we go. Isn't this wonderful? We are back, and we're going to have some wonderful insights from the beautiful Melissa Sippy.
Oh, crap. Hello. So I get science stories often. People send me science stories. Sometimes I can't get to them for whatever reason. Don't get me started. But anyway, this is from Jason Goki. He sent me this one. The title of it this is from Popular Science magazine. It's called "The Science is Clear. Metal Music is Good for You." So I know I listen to it. I know Rusty does. I know some of our listeners do. Chris, are you a metalhead?
I do. I love Nickelback.
He's more of a
You
American
are so
polka.
fired.
Aren't you?
Yes.
You're like polka music or something.
Yeah,
well,
like weirdo.
I'm all over the damn place with music. I mean, I've said this before. I'll listen to country. I'll listen to metal.
Okay.
Just not current pop. I don't want current pop.
Okay, this is what I want to know. And I want the definition. What do you think is metal? Like, if you're listening to something, what describes metal music?
I All right, to me, metal is Metallica.
But what does it sound like to you? How do you know you're listening to heavy metal? If you don't know the name of the band or whatever, I'm sorry, I don't mean to say this. How does it make you feel?
I don't know how to explain it.
It's harsh. It's loud.
Harsh,
it just
fast guitar, harsh, lots of distortion. Fast drums. Angry sounding singer.
So, so the article says, first and foremost, metal has to have distorted guitars. It also usually has riffs, repeating cycles of musical ideas, and it's usually heavy. That is loud or crunchy.
Yes, crunchy is
crunchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also says, and there are other people that find it hard to define, it's a particular mix of driving drum and bass rhythms, distortion, exaggerated vocal styles, from growls to soaring falsettos, set apart from its punk and other edgy styles.
All right, that makes me think of Disturbed, but I don't know that I would consider Disturbed heavy metal.
I mean, yeah.
I used to, if back in the day, if I couldn't describe the genre like heavy metal or whatever, I would just say rock and roll, which is kind of crazy because Elvis is so far away from what we call metal today, but it's still, rock and roll. As, Billy Joel used to say, it's still rock and roll to me.
That's right.
So the article goes into this. If you want to look at it, it's popsci.com. Science and is metal music good for you? And it also talks about the people that listen to metal. So, we go into stereotypes. When you think of a certain genre, you think of country music, somebody who looks a certain way pops up. And so, Chris, when you think of people who listen to metal music, describe that.
I guess
a stereotype it's fine.
For that would be the spiked haircut, bald on the side and spike on the top of the hair, piercings, tattoos, that kind of stuff. I don't know, but then at the same, okay, I'll take that. Yeah, I got that. Fine then, let's turn that around. The leather jackets and I don't.
That was my
because I listened to
era.
it too. But
I've always considered punk like heavy metal jazz.
Wow, that is brilliant.
That's what it's always kind of been to me. It's like far
So
out.
would that be like Sex Pistols or?
Yeah. Wow.
The show is falling apart.
Yes, she did. Contrary to popular belief, fans don't all look like burly Vikings. An ethnomusicologist and author of What Are You Doing Here? A Black Woman's Life and Liberation Heavy Metal has seen as much as while investigating young Black Americans tend to gravitate towards intense music. Oh, the interviews artists are... while she devoted her research to punk, power violence, grindcore, and other genres to be explicitly political. But despite the growing evidence, stereotype brooding metal fans, which raises concerns of parents and educators. I remember I used to go to a lot of concerts when I was around 13 to 17, 18, because my grandfather was a politician. And, using that politician privilege, he would get me concert tickets to the Providence Civic Center for whatever I wanted. And he didn't know the bands. He didn't know what they were, but my mom would know. And I would try to, like a good teenager does, hey, Pop, don't tell Mom, but... And there was some concerts I went to. She read the review in the newspaper the next day and said, "You are never going to another concert again." And one of them, although not heavy metal, but I went to see the Beastie Boys. And she read the article, and this is back when they first came out. This is on their License to Ill tour. And Public Enemy opened up for them, and Public Enemy was nobody back then. And I guess I don't have, back then I didn't have the awareness of music to say whether or not it was good or bad because I didn't know too much about that kind of rap. But when Public Enemy was out there, they were in white suits and had fake black machine guns. I was like, these people are stupid. They're not going anywhere. This is probably the last time we'll ever see them. And I was wrong big time. Researchers across disciplines have paid plenty of attention to how this music might mold minds. They've looked at metalhead personality traits, questioned their propensity for self-harm and violence, and even touted over risks of headbanging and brain injuries. Rusty, back in the day, did you actually bang your head? I know we had Headbangers Ball, and we used to talk about headbangers, but did you actually bang your head?
No, you weren't hitting your head against anything. It was the thrashing about.
Getting the bad crap out of your head and being
right, yeah.
So it was more like what was the movie Night at the Roxbury, right?
That's not metal. That was more techno. What is love?
No, but the action. That was Rusty's headbanging.
No, it's like there's
kind of, yeah.
Have you ever watched the documentary Beavis and Butthead? Come on.
Yes.
So anyway,
it's been a long time.
Anyway, I don't want to spend forever on this story, but so much. Okay, words matter in metal too, even though such great music and so much good has come out of it. But oh crap, where was I? So metalheads form connections, and after all of this research with the connections, with whatever the outrage, the anger, metalheads kind of form a connection, making them feel part of something and less alone because, some people have had trauma and
it's a good, to me, metal is a release. It's you can, let out some of your anger and let it go.
And this research has said those kind of connections and feedback loop could have and probably have reduced suffering, reduced costs, and more tolerance. And metal's rich sound structure to which there are so many, like we're talking about, subgenres, and it proves for creating artistic representations of complex problems. That sentence really got me because that is so true when it comes to metal and using stories and using like being alone and being angry and what's that that Turkish band, System of the Down? Would you consider that heavy metal?
Okay.
I think they kind of straddle genres. I think there's a lot of influence. I guess punk.
Yeah, it's a subgenre because they're and to me, punk always had a political side to it. They had something to say and put it out there, where a lot of your heavy metal is just, I don't know, kind of dark stories. Queensryche, I would consider them rock. I don't know. I don't think Queensryche is heavy metal, but they're pretty political. But they were also, what's the name of that Queensryche one?
Silent Lucidity.
The name of the album, when he's in the mental hospital. Anyway, it was very deep, very, very, very insightful, and but it says metal's consistent willingness to address ugly truths is penchant for transforming distress into emotional resilience, and its ability to create community across all the world, make it a model for how art can continue to give us meaning and support even when everything around us is falling apart. And they're saying that metal has never gotten the credit it deserves. Metal doesn't want your approval, but F you for not respecting us.
There you go.
So
I'd like to point out 2 windmills are standing in a field, and one of them asked, what's your favorite type of music? And the other says, I'm a big metal fan.
oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So, yeah. Whatever.
Oh boy.
Yes. Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
Let's bring this. Section of the show back to life, shall we?
Okay, yes.
So I killed
All right.
it?
Well,
No. I just wanted to say what I said before I read this.
Oh.
A funeral in Peru was dramatically interrupted after knocking was heard from within the coffin.
That sounds like fun.
Right?
Yeah. The family of Rosa Isabel Serapides Calica,
Nailed it.
had gathered in the city to pay their final respects back in April. She had been involved in a serious crash, and it left her brother-in-law and 2 of her nephews with serious injuries. She was pronounced dead after the crash and then loaded into a coffin ahead of her funeral. They lowered the coffin. The guys hoisted the coffin on their shoulders, and they started to hear strange sounds. So they lowered the coffin, and they heard the knocking. They opened up the coffin and saw her looking up at them. She opened her eyes and was sweating. So they called the police. Yeah, she wasn't dead. They called her dead. They said she was dead, but she was not.
I'm not dead yet. I don't want to go on the cot. But that was was that at a funeral home? Where was this again?
It was at a funeral in Peru.
In Peru. Okay.
Yeah, they were.
So they didn't
actively going through the funeral service.
So there was no. I'm assuming in Peru, maybe they don't have the embalming. They don't go through the same.
Thank God.
They don't go through the same things that we do here, because it's against the law not to. There's no observation period, autopsy. Not everybody has autopsies, but
that makes you've got to ask, and it's got to be a percentage. If it happened there, how many people have actually that we'll never know? What do you think the percentage is of people that were alive, but the embalming process finished them off?
Oh, crap.
Man. That would do it.
They didn't give them a bell, a little dead ringer.
Yeah.
Well, did you guys see, I studied Haitian culture a long time ago. Did you see the Serpent and the Rainbow?
No.
About how zombies, it was, I guess, a true story, but it was about how a researcher went to Haiti, but he was researching spiders, ended up finding an actual real zombie, but that's a whole nother story, what a real zombie is, but they don't do the embalming process either. It's really cool if you haven't seen Serpent and the Rainbow. It's a true story.
Okay.
And that's why that's where the term not in Haiti, but the term dead ringer comes from when people were
the bells.
Yeah, if people were buried accidentally, and it was kind of like to make people feel better, so they put a bell in their coffin. So if somebody would hear the bell in the graveyard, they would dig them up. So if they were buried, they weren't dead. I'm not dead yet.
Imagine walking by the cemetery on a windy day.
That'd be awesome.
Ding, 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 all over the place.
Hello?
That'd be creepy.
I'm not dead yet.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy. So I got a couple famous birthdays. Are we done?
Go for it.
Uh, well, crap.
Are they really famous?
Tom
Right
Cruise.
click, reopen, close tab.
Yeah. Tom Cruise, American actor, Risky
That's
Business,
right.
Jerry Maguire, and the now out that I hear is really good.
Wait, Tom Cruise is out?
Top Gun, what, Maverick? Is that it? Top Gun Maverick?
That's it. And the
Yeah.
last plane he flies in that movie is his actual
No,
personal
wait.
plane.
What?
What?
I told you he flew planes.
That's not a.
I told you
that's-
in the movie he flies planes.
That's not a spoiler at all.
All right.
Trust me.
Ah,
Yeah.
just ruined the whole
He was
movie
born
for him.
today,
No.
1962.
Which would make him 60?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
I don't know.
Dang.
It's too late for math. No.
Wow.
And where was the other one? Julian Assange, Australian founder of WikiLeaks.
Who I think I heard recently is England is going to extradite him to the
Really?
United States.
Wow.
No, he
They
needs to
decided
wear.
to?
He needs to wear Depends. Take care of that leak.
Right. Yeah, 1971. Julian Assange. That's the year I was born. Jesus. I don't know. There's a bunch of other people, but I don't recognize any names. I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever.
That's the only two that I've seen. So yeah.
Well, speaking of Top Gun Maverick, have you seen any movies lately? Have you seen any good movies lately?
I did watch that, and we're going to try to talk about it next week. The Acceptance High. That's in Birmingham.
Yes. I can't believe that's in Alabama.
Right? It's a charter school. I'm all about charter schools.
Me too.
I think they should be more of a thing instead of
Charter schools,
exception.
magnets. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. It's a LGBTQIA whatever.
Every letter of the alphabet in the queer. They call it the queer community. Every letter of the alphabet in the queer community.
Yeah.
So you're
Which
saying that's a movie, a documentary, or what? It's just a place you're going to talk about.
Right. Yeah. It's
Okay,
a
sorry, that
series.
was
No,
I got you.
there's a I guess ABC News did a expose, not an expose, a
Story.
what is that called? Interview or whatever about the school, and talked about it and whatever. So hopefully we'll be able to get a special guest on next week, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Honestly, who, but it'd be a big guest.
Yeah.
Uh,
We got to
we're gonna
keep that on the
work on it.
DL for now.
So that's what we're gonna hopefully try for.
wife and I took our kids to the Minions movie.
Oh, well, I
Today.
heard it did well at the box office.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Despicable Me Minions. Good storylines. It's funny and keeps the adults entertained as well.
Well,
But,
yeah.
yeah.
I thought, to me, and maybe it was supposed to be this way, but I thought the Minion in Despicable Me, I thought they were, or I guess obviously everybody else did too. I thought they took over the show.
Oh, yeah.
Me,
Well,
they,
yeah.
they became the star. Where you had the other two, and it was supposed to be a thing. Yeah, I think they were.
I like them all. So far, I've liked all their movies, but
Yeah.
I'm very easily entertained too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I plan on seeing that. I really want to see that. When you go to the movies, Chris, do you get your tickets online, or do you do it old fashioned where you go up to the window and get your tickets?
Yeah, I do. At these theaters, I'll do it on the phone because I can pick. Well, I mean, I guess I can pick when I'm there as well. But I can. Again, I'm one of those guys who I want to be prepared for whatever I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll bring clothes camping, and they're playing for the weather and stuff like that. And I like the fact that I can pull up. All right, here's the seating chart for the theater.
So you can pick your seat.
These 5 seats. I can pick the seats, and again, I know I can do it once I get there, but I can't guarantee that there'll be seats I want. And if I'm gonna go to the movies, I want to sit where I want to sit.
I want to pick my seat too. Yeah. So not the last time. I saw Jurassic Park last week, but my movie theater now, Cinemark in Gulfport. Buy my tickets online, and then it takes me to another window to where I can buy my popcorn and all the drinks and snacks, and they'll deliver it to you. Some dude will just come up, and so we go through, pay for it online. So you just walk through with your barcode, go directly to the theater, and sit down, and some dude just gives you all your stuff so you don't have to wait. Because I know me with the popcorn and then the drink, and then I want to put extra butter on my popcorn. It's like juggling. I'm like, if somebody's going to make extra money doing that.
But do they put extra butter on it for you too?
If I ask them to, they will. Yep.
But how do you know they're going to put enough? I mean, come on.
I don't know. I'm not
but
that
you can't
picky.
put the butter. You can't put the butter on your stuff, anyways. You can control the salt.
No, we have a butter station.
Yeah, we have a butter.
Is that right?
Well.
Yeah,
no, we don't have that.
There's a butter station to where you.
Yeah, we don't have that.
So what are your ticket prices, Melissa? Because he told me of the white privilege that they have out in Nebraska, where they have $6 freaking ticket prices. What are your ticket prices?
Well, I tend to do that also. Tend to go to the matinees. If you go to the movies before 2:00 in the afternoon, you're going to pay like $6.
Yeah, I went at 10:30 this morning.
When I used to go before the app stuff, when I would pay at the ticket window, military ID. Did you know I was in the Navy? I know Timmy wanted me to do that, but I can tell. But there's a military discount to where the tickets for military are $5. I don't know now because
something for this.
I don't know if they're still doing that because of the inflation, blah blah blah. But yeah, popcorn, Diet Coke, and a movie, good to go. Did anybody see Jurassic Park? I saw it. It wasn't bad. It was. I
didn't see it.
It was.
I haven't seen it yet.
It was exactly like you would expect it to be. Nothing better, nothing worse. It was a good movie, but now I'm
same storyline.
Yeah, but I'm kind of a little more freaked out about cicadas and locust bugs than I was before the movie. Other than that, and we have tons of those, and it's so. I don't know, if you live in the South, the bugs here are so freaking disgusting. I can't even. Yeah. It's like Men in Black took a shit on Mississippi, and that's where all the weird freaking insects are, down here.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I was telling Rusty before the show, I think we have 3 movie theaters in town. 2 of them were $11-$12 a ticket, and I'm like, okay, it is what it is. And then there was one clear across town. I looked up. I'm like, well, there's too many people in this theater. I want like nobody in the theater. And I looked at that. It was $6 a ticket. Yes, please. I'll drive clear across town for that.
Yes, it's on the principle.
I'm gonna spend $25 on the pop and the popcorn and candy.
You call it pop?
Yeah.
That's adorable. That's adorable.
Yeah. Well, I have a sister-in-law who calls all of that Coke.
Yeah, I know people that call every kind of soft drink Coke.
Yeah,
but I agree with you. You might have drove clear across town and spent way extra money on gas just to pay for the $6 ticket, even though it might have cost more in gas. But I like the fact that you did it on principle.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Totally cool.
Yeah, and we had 20 people in the theater. I like that as well.
Yeah.
I don't remember what movie we saw, but during the COVID stuff, my wife and I went to see a movie, and we were the only 2 in the entire theater the entire time. And it's like,
did you make out and neck?
No, we didn't.
Did you neck?
No. I was up for it, but she's like, no, they're gonna see us, whatever.
Yeah, she shut him down.
Like you were up at Inspiration Point necking.
Yeah.
Oh. I like going to when the last Pennywise, Stephen King. Anyway, I
Yet.
would.
Good night, Kathy. Yeah.
Good night,
Yet.
Kathy. And Timmy and everybody. I like going to horror movies where there's hardly anybody, because then you get all those people that are like, they start screaming and being overly dramatic. So I like going to the morning matinees, so you don't get a whole lot of people, especially teenagers and whatnot, that are all super over dramatic. Oh my God.
Got to play it up for their date.
Yes, exactly. Hold me. Here's some side boob. Yeah, hold me. But I haven't seen Thor yet, but that's probably on the list for this week also. So Thor and Minions. And we'll get the review next week. And we have, what else we have next week, Rusty? We have that school thing.
Yep.
I'm not sure if Sean's going to be back or not. I know he's been super, super busy with a lot of different things. So we are not sure if he's going to be back with us. But we promise you next week's going to be better than this week. So tell all your friends.
You're making a big promise there. Holy crap.
Yes, because I need to learn stuff.
Hey, folks, go over to Off Track Syndicate page, hit the shop button, buy a T-shirt. Jill, go buy a T-shirt, dang it.
Happy 4th. Happy 4th. Be safe. I want to see all your digits next weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Jazz hands.
Check out Peter Seraphin's audio that he's putting out tomorrow for the 4th of July. You're going to hear some voices you recognize.
Ah.
Yes.
Later, folks. Love you.
Merica.
Merica.
Happy birthday, Merica. Happy 4th, everybody.
Melissa, did you